In this video, we're going to be solving radical equations that simplify to linear, but they have two radicals. Okay, we're still going to be dealing in real numbers, which means if you have a square root is equal to a negative number, you can immediately stop and say that's not possible. But other than that, we're going to follow the same way that we've done these problems on the past two videos. Okay, so the first thing on this one is we have to square both sides. Okay, just like we did before. So when you square this time, both of the square roots on both sides are going to go away and just be left with the inside. So you get 6w minus 4, and then you get 9w minus 16. Okay. Now we want to solve for w. So I'm going to move this over. So I'll subtract 6w, and that'll move the w's over here. I can also move this over by adding. So I could add 16 to both sides. Okay, so that will give me, see, this goes away. 16 minus 4 is 12. 9 minus 6, that's 3, so 3w. And then we could, and this goes away, we could divide by the 3, and we get our potential solution. 12 divided by 3 is 4, so 4 is equal to w. Now, to make sure that that works, we need to plug it back in real quick and make sure that it gives us a true answer. And keep in mind that as this topic gets more complex, as these square roots and equations get more and more complex, the more likely it is that you're going to have solutions that you're going to have to throw out because they're not real solutions, okay? We will get to those eventually in these videos. Okay, so let's plug that in. So we get square root of 6w, so 6 times 4 minus 4, and then it's equal to the square root of 9 times w, so 9 times 4 minus 16. Okay, 6 times 4 is 24. 24 minus 4 is 20, so square root of 20. And then we got 9 times 4, which is 36, and 36 minus 16. So you get square root of 20 is equal to the square root of 20, and that checks out. So 4 is a solution. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. We need to move one of these square roots because they have to be isolated before we can square both sides. So I am going to just move this negative one over. So I'll add the entire square root to the other side. Okay, so I add it over here as well. Plus 2 square root of 2w plus 3. Okay, so that will cancel it out on this side. So we get square root of 7w plus 8 is equal to the square root of 2w plus 3. Okay, now we have the square root equal to a square root, just like the last problem. So we can square both sides. Okay, and both square roots will disappear. So that will give us 7w plus 8 over here and equals 2w plus 3 on the right. Let's move the w's to the left because I kind of want to keep them positive. So I'll subtract the 2w here, which means I need to get rid of this 8 by subtraction. So let's see, 7w minus 2w is 5w. That one goes away. That one goes away. And then 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Okay, and then we divide by 5. Okay, and you get w is equal to negative 1. Now, you may be thinking, wait a minute, this is a negative solution. Isn't that a problem? Not necessarily. It may or may not be. You can get negative solutions. You just need to make sure that they actually work by plugging them in. Okay, so we'll go back to this original equation, and we'll plug in a negative 1 in place of the w. So that will give us square root of 7 times negative 1 plus 8. Minus the square root of, let's see, that would be 2w, so 2 times negative 1 plus 3. Okay, so let's see if this works. That's negative 7 plus 8, so that's square root of 1. That's fine. Minus, oh, by the way, this is equal to 0. I forgot to write that part. This is equal to 0. Okay, and let's see what this one is. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 3. That's also the square root of 1 equals 0. So does the square root of 1 minus the square root of 1 equal to 0? Yes, it does, of course. So there we go. Okay, 2 more problems. On this one, it's already set up for us. So let's go ahead and just square both sides. Okay, so that will give us 5v minus 10 equals 2v minus 1. Let's move the v's to the left, so I'll subtract the 2v, and which means I need to move the numbers to the right, so I'll add a 10. Okay, so 5 minus 2, that's 3, so 3v. That one cancels. That one cancels. And then 10 minus 1 is 9. So if we divide both sides by 3, okay, that will give us v is equal to 3. Okay, check it out real quick. So 5 times 3 minus 10 equals 2 times 3 minus 1. Let's see, that's 15 minus 10, that's square root of 5. And this is 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1 is 5, so equals square root of 5. So our solution checks out because this is true. Okay, one last one. So on this one, it seems to be solved for us nicely already again, so I'll just square both sides. So that gives me 4y plus 3 equals 2y plus 15. Okay, let's move the y's over to the left like we've been doing on the last 2 problems. So I'll subtract the 2y over here, and that means I need to get rid of that 3, so I'll subtract the 3 here. Okay, so 4 minus 2, that's 2, so 2y. This one cancels, and this one cancels. And then 15 minus 3 is 12. And if we divide both sides by 2, we get y is equal to 6. Let's check it out real quick just to make sure. So 4 times 6 plus 3 equals, let's see, square root of 2 times 6 plus 15. Okay, this is 24 plus 3 is 27, so square root of 27. And then we've got 12 plus 15, which is also 27. So that checks out, and y is equal to 6 is our solution.